Over a 5 million Sikh community in Canada has carved out a niche for itself in the country's public life, economy and in public services. But there are many who migrated to Canada during the time militancy was at its peak in Punjab. They continue to keep alive the separatist movement and seek a separate Sikh state in India, Khalistan. Surprisingly, the Canadian government does not have a problem with this. The Canadian Prime Minister, Stephen Harper, has said, quote, "We can't interfere with the right of political freedom of expression," unquote. However, later he backtracked from his statement.
It is just that the Canadians are trying to walk a very fine line on the razor's edge. They want the Indian economic clout and yet they don't want to annoy their Khalistani vote bank.
Canada must not forget the bombing of Air India's flight Kanishka on June 23, 1985 by the pro-Khalistanis, in which 329 people were killed, including 280 Canadians.
The classical saying goes that they come home to roost. These Canadian Sikhs, if they get back to Canada also, they will create problems for the Canadian state. So that they have to keep in mind, because terrorism has no home. They may be clamoring for a homeland, but at the end of the day, this is a pretty bad technique to resort to against sovereign states, and this the Canadian government should be mindful of.
Several pro-Khalistani groups, which are terrorist organizations, including the International Sikh Youth Federation and Babar Khalsa, are based in Canada. They clandestinely pursue the so-called Sikh agenda, using violent means to serve their ends. Meanwhile, the Khalistan movement is practically dead in India.
The movements are, by and large, they are so defunct that they cannot really do any damage anymore in Punjab. But their very existence abroad does not speak good for the odd incident and for the odd assassination which might take place. And the attack on General Brar, although it was an amateur attempt, speaks about the support and the emotions involved in this thing which are already existent abroad.
The Canadian government must take a tough stand against the pro-Khalistani groups based in their country that are propagating anti-India sentiments.